March. Phoebe Sumter is inching closer and closer to opening their new hospital. Today, they hit a major milestone, opening the last of the hospital's satellite buildings. Phoebe held a ribbon cutting and an open house for their wellness and education center.
It's extremely exciting because it's part of our progress as we move forward, our promise that we made to the community, and now we have really world-class facilities here as we begin to move forward.
Phoebe says the main hospital will be open and taking patients in about a year.
It has been 4 years since deadly tornadoes ripped through East Alabama and western Georgia, destroying part of a hospital in Americus. Twisters destroyed Enterprise High School in Enterprise, Alabama, killing 8 students. The storms then moved across the state line, destroying part of Sumter Regional Hospital in Americus, killing 2 people there, and ripping through the Brookstone area of North Columbus. Those memories are still fresh for many folks, although rebuilding the hospital in Americus has helped the community look forward.
It's 4 years later, we've almost realized that dream. We already have the 3 support buildings, and we have the hospital that's going to be up and operational by the end of this year.
Yesterday marked the beginning of services at Phoebe Sumter's new Wellness and Education Center. The new hospital is scheduled to open up in December.
The Americus tornado touched down around 9 p.m. It was on the ground for almost 40 miles when it hit the city 7 minutes later. Winds approached 160 miles per hour in the storm and was a mile wide when it hit Americus. Hundreds of homes were damaged or destroyed, along with many businesses, including Sumter Regional Hospital, damage that totaled over $100 million alone. 2 people died in the city, while another 11 were injured. It was amazing more were not injured when you consider the size and strength of the storm.
Because when I did go in the house and looked around, there was an iron rod had come through my kitchen window. It went through my refrigerator, all the way out the back of the refrigerator through the living room wall.
It's a much different scene today with many homes and businesses rebuilt. The new Phoebe Sumter Medical Center is back in business, serving residents of the city and the surrounding area as it did before the storm hit.
And you know what's funny is we were just sitting here during that story and remembering where we were that day, and I remember exactly what I was doing. Kurt, you were here on the weather wall.
Right.
That was a rather intense afternoon.
For sure. And that one came in the evening, and I remember it well because it was one of the easiest storms to track that we've ever had. It was out there by itself, moving at a steady speed and in a straight line. So all we had to do was get the information out there, and hopefully people responded to that.
And businesses were damaged in Americus when an EF3 tornado struck near downtown. Today, many people in Americus paused to remember the disaster. WAOB News 10's Jim Wallace is live in the newsroom with more.
Now, everyone we talked with today in Americus remembered where they were about 9:45 at night, March 1st, when the tornado struck their town. And most said that Americus has come back, built back better and stronger than ever. Experts say the EF3 tornado that slammed into Americus March 1st, 2007 was 1 mile wide and 5 miles long. The tornado went right across the district near the hospital. Surveillance footage from inside the hospital showed the fury as the storm ripped the building beyond repair. The hospital's destruction became the focus of many in the community.
To see it devastated the way it was just, I'd say it was surreal. It was shocking.
Just north of the hospital, one person was killed in a duplex on Oglethorpe Avenue. Now, 4 years later, Alicia Wright lives in a new apartment building on that same spot.
You do think about it, you know, you never get over an impact like that, so to speak, as natural disaster, but you have to move on from it.
The destruction across Americus was widespread. Trees were snapped by the thousands, changing the landscape of Americus, like Rees Park.
And you used to not be able to see. We used to have trees all over the place. And like I say, the trees were just down, one right after another, like a lawnmower cut them down.
Mays had 3 trees fall in his historic home. It took 7 months to repair. Now he says he likes his yard and the park across the street better without all the trees.
The park now is just 10 times as great as it used to be because of that.
Now, 4 years later, most of the cleanup is over, except for the rebuilding of the new hospital.
To come out with this type of state-of-the-art facility is just phenomenal.
Many today said the only thing stronger than the storm was their community spirit, cleaning up together to make Americus a better place 4 years later. Now, as you can imagine, we heard a lot of stories about the strength of that storm today in Americus. Wallace Mays, the man with the historic home we talked with, is also a doctor in that old hospital building. His office was ripped apart during the storm. He said a couple of weeks later, a man who lives 10 miles north of Americus found a trophy plate from his office and returned it to him.
The new Phoebe Sumter Medical Center complex is expected to be completed in December.
Pope is a restricted free agent after playing the last 2 seasons in Kansas City. Players have been bracing for a possible lockout by the owners after the owners decided to end their agreement with the players a few years back. That agreement set to expire on March the 4th. Pope says the players remain hopeful there will not be a lockout, but they're ready for any contingency.
They're saying that it can, but at the same time, it's like we don't know because, you know, it's a lot of negotiating going on, and we just got to wait and see.
Leonard Pope was at Phoebe Sumter's Wellness Center to announce his annual All-Star Day for Kids. It will be April 30th in Americas.